Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing a GeForce RTX 3070 8GB GPU in Red Dead Redemption 2. This one is the EVGA XC3 Ultra version of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers, and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Up's GPU Z. The sizable bar is also enabled. And over on the left, I'm pairing it with a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D CPU with half of its cores disabled, making it the same as a 7800X 3D and 32GB of RAM. Let's get into it, shall we? I'm not sure why it took me this long to bring a standalone Red Dead 2 video with this card, but, well, it's finally here, guys. Anyway, let's go over the settings first. I am starting at 1080p resolution. I'm also going to test this one at 1440p and 4K, and I'm using the Ultra settings. It's basically maxed out at the moment, aside from water physics, which is set to half, and the tree tessellation, which is turned off. Everything else is maxed out. Well, this one isn't. So let's max it out. All right, now we got this enabled as well. So it's basically Ultra settings. All right, I'll call them Ultra settings. And yeah, that 8x MSAA does make a little bit of a difference, as you can see on the water surfaces here, dropping us into the 70s. And in terms of graphical fidelity, it's pretty much the same thing. But let's roll with that. I will test some optimized settings a little bit later in this video as well, after I'm done with the Ultra settings here. And I'm going to start counting our FPS now that we're on top of Roach. Hello, Roach, by the way. How's it going, buddy? Everything all right? I hope so. It certainly is in terms of performance. You know, everything is all right here with around 80 frames per second, but this worries me a little bit. It's still at 1080p resolution, you know, and we're not in the most intensive area yet. I'm going there. It's going to be the Strawberry Town, the most intensive area in this benchmark run. But yeah, as you can see, it's a really very solid experience. I heard Jack, I think. Well, the guy was not Jack, but he was complaining about Jack. Okay, so this is perfect. It's a perfect start, guys. Very buttery smooth, zero stutters. Jack is here. Hello, Jack. Where is he? Jack? Hello? Oh, there he is. Hello, Jack. How's it going, buddy? Oh, look at him. The perfect boy over there. Yeah, just go eat, my friend. Go eat. Okay, is he eating the guy, actually? I think he fell. Let's check it out. I think he's eating... No, he's coming after us! He's coming! No! Roach! Roach! Okay, Jack, yes, go away, Jack. Are you kidding me, guys? No, we'll need to shoot. Jack! No, stop it! Jack, I don't want to do this! I don't want to do this! Not at the beginning of the video, please! Please, please! Arthur, how do you miss that? Well, we're back here at least. It's 1 p.m. already, 16 degrees Celsius, very nice and cold. Cozy, cold. Yeah, you know what? Cold can be cozy, right? I at least prefer the winter and cold weather than hot weather, especially here, you know, because I can use 4090s and 7900 XTs, or XTXs actually, and warm up the room. Yes, it's very nice. Well, and the 3070, by the way, it's obviously eating quite a bit of power at 220 plus watts, basically, nearing like what, 225 or 230 average. Yeah, that's a lot of wattage for this kind of performance, but of course this is an older architecture now. I mean, Ampere is not that old, right? But it was a really power-hungry architecture, and it's not as efficient, obviously, as the 40 series, the Ada Lovelace architecture there. Anyway, can we do this? Roach, let's go, little buddy. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Awesome. That was pretty great, actually. All right, Roach, let's do the second best thing in these benchmark runs in Red Dead Redemption 2, and the most important one. Kill Bob, of course. Get over here, Bob. How'd it go? Hello, Bob. And I love Bob in Red Dead Redemption 2. He sings so well. Sing, Bob, sing. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna release him because I don't want them to come after us, actually. And look at that, over in this Strawberry Town, things drop like crazy. Oh boy! Roach! I meant things drop like crazy in terms of FPS. I didn't mean for you to drop me. It does drop down from 60 FPS. That is incredible! Ay, kill the cat! Ay, hello, sir. I didn't mean to do this. This is not going very well. Okay, can I borrow your van? It is not really a van, but can I borrow your horses? Thank you very much. Roach is not having it today. But well, guys, aside from the terrible things that we've done in Strawberry, it is a smooth experience overall with a couple of drops here and there. I guess if you overclock at 3070, you can get it to stay at 60 plus 100% of the time with these settings. But it is a little bit underwhelming, not gonna lie. I wasn't really expecting this to drop from 60 FPS. But it just goes to show you how intensive this game can be using these settings. Nearly maxed out settings, okay? Anyway, let's move on to 1440p resolution and keep the same ultra settings. Just for a little bit, I'm gonna go back to Strawberry, okay, and check it out there. Ultra settings. I would probably not utilize these settings, getting like 60-ish frames per second, as you can see. It looks way more detailed than 1080p resolution, by the way. It's a night and day difference. It actually sort of looks muddy with 1080p resolution in this game, but here it looks really nice and sharp and very detailed as well. It looks like you gain the details sometimes in the ground and so on. Texture resolution seems to scale with the resolution itself in this particular game, and that's why you need to get a 1440p monitor. It's such a pretty game to look at that I feel like if you have something like a 3070 or even like a 3060 Ti, this is a game that warrants a monitor upgrade to 1440p. We're almost there. So far so good. 60-ish FPS feels really solid, of course, especially in a single-player game like this. And I'm all about making the game look as pretty as you can, even if that means that it drops slightly from 60 FPS. Thing is, the optimized settings look basically the same as ultra settings, and they also give you more FPS, so just use that instead, okay? But I still need and want to test these out here at 1440p and 4K resolution. As you can see, yep, it is always in the 50s now. It's not dropping into the 50s anymore like it did at 1080p in worst case scenario. Now, as long as you are in a town like Strawberry, and this is one of the most intensive ones, as I told you, it will slightly drop from 60 FPS here and there, but overall, the experience will be a 60 FPS experience on average, as it shows right there by the on-screen display. Now, if you want to keep everything set to the maximum, aside from the water physics once again, you can always utilize some DLSS here, and quality DLSS looks okay. The major issue that I have with DLSS in this title is the hair. If you zoom into the hair, or if my editor zooms into the hair, please do it, it shows that it has a lot of little dots. It's not only in Arthur's hair, it's also on the horses and stuff like that. And it's really distracting, and I have no idea how Rockstar still haven't managed to fix this crap. Obviously, you can install DLSS mods and so on to install the latest versions of DLSS, and then it will be better. But yeah, it's just weird to me why Rockstar hasn't done that yet. Anyway, it is a little bit more stable in terms of FPS now. It's not dropping down into like the low 50s, but it's still dropping slightly into the 50s. I also expected a bigger jump in FPS coming from DLSS. That said, if you are into the sharper look, and if you don't care about those little dots appearing in every hair surface, basically, aside from this little boy's surface, look at that. Look at him. So cute. Let's study the bastard. Let's go. American domestic cat. Look at him looking at us. Oh, he's cute. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. If you prefer the sharper look, I've seen some people that do prefer the sharper look of DLSS because you can adjust the sharpness here, and it is giving me a sharper image than native 10 or 1440p resolution, actually. Yeah, you can enable it. It still looks pretty good. It's just the hair, man. If they manage to fix that, it would be perfect. And lastly, for the ultra settings, we have 4K resolution, ultra, no DLSS, so it's native res now, and Yeah, everything else is still the same. Let's do this. I'm starting it all over again because I needed to restart the game. Let's start counting the frames over here, getting 40s. This is pretty decent, guys. Not gonna lie. I mean, the 1080p results were a little bit underwhelming, in my opinion. But the 4K results are surprisingly good if you compare them to the 1080p ones. This is 4 times the resolution of 1080p, yet it's only cutting our FPS in what, like half? Not even that, you know? So it's pretty damn stable, and I could enjoy the game for sure like this, especially with the controller. And it looks absolutely gorgeous at native 4K resolution, guys. This is really, really pretty to look at. All of the little details really pop. I mean, if you have a 4K TV, maybe not a 4K monitor, you know, with a 3070, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense these days to have that with this GPU. But if you have a 4K TV, consider pairing your PC in Red Dead Redemption 2 to your 4K TV. Set it to 4K, and these settings, or maybe the optimized settings, and just enjoy the visuals for a bit. Alright, because it's still playable like this. And again, with the controller it will be a great experience. And it looks insane. You get a ton of more detail at 4K than at the lower resolutions in this game. It's not the same for all of the games, but this game benefits heavily. Anyway, we're arriving at Strawberry, as you can see. And as soon as we step inside, yeah, it's starting to drop into the 30s, high 30s here. Not awful, little stutter right there. Okay. I mean, it's still way better than the console, because I think the consoles only do 30 FPS in this game, if I'm not mistaken. You know, you get 42 on average and 1% lows of 36, so even if it varies a little bit whenever you get to these intensive areas and the FPS start dropping slightly, it's not going to drop dramatically, and it's still going to provide you a good experience at 4K resolution. But let me try it with DLSS for a little bit, okay? I'm gonna set it to quality first. As we know, and as we saw at 1440p, it didn't really make that big of a difference there, but at 4K, okay. Instead of getting 40, we're getting like 10 more FPS. That's a 25% improvement, so not bad. It also makes things sharper once again, and now instead of dropping into the 30s, you're just dropping into the 40s, which is a lot more stable. It's not perfect, but it is stable, and it is good. It feels nice, it looks nice. All right, not bad, DLSS. And let's test it with DLSS balanced now, all right? So I've applied it. DLSS balanced usually doesn't give you a big uplift compared to quality. And as you can see, it's kind of the same thing, right? In terms of quality, the visual quality, it's not really noticeable that it's running on balanced compared to quality right now. That's why I usually tend to skip balance. It's very similar to quality. And now on performance, this renders the game at 1080p resolution and then upscales it to 4K. Why are you shooting at... Hello, buddy, I'd like to know why you're shooting at... Somebody else killed him. This is the first time I'm not the bad guy. But well, guys, even with performance DLSS, it's not enough to put it above 60 FPS in these demanding scenarios. It gets close, it gets mid-50s, so it's like, what, a 5 FPS improvement, maybe 10 FPS improvement at times compared to quality DLSS. But it's not enough to change the experience completely. Let's stop it there, guys. Very smooth, very nice experience, but as we know, with optimized settings, things will be better. So here we have it, guys. We're back to 1080p resolution native, and these are the Benchmark King's optimized settings. I'll leave a link down below to his video on it, and these provide very good visual to performance ratio. As you can see, instead of getting 80s and 70s, we're now up to 120 frames per second. And the graphics quality, well, it looks very soft right now, but that's just because we just played at 4K resolution and the TAA in this game is pretty crappy. But compared like head-to-head with the ultra settings that we just played on, these might look like 5 or 10% worse. It's not a big difference in my opinion. It looks very good still, especially at the higher resolutions, and it gets us a high refresh rate experience all of the time. I doubt it will drop from like 90 FPS in the Strawberry, actually. So it's going to be super stable. It's going to be super playable and high refresh. Oh, gosh. I thought you could do it, Roach. Why can't you do this? Why do you have to be such a pain sometimes? Anyways, I like you better in Red Dead Redemption 1, actually. You don't have as many little quirks. Now, I'm a little bit lost, guys. I think it's in this direction. Oh, yes. Okay, I know where I am now. Hello, birds. Stop scaring Roach, please. Stop scaring Roach. Why does he show up as an enemy in my radar? That was weird. It had a little red dot there, okay. Okay, it's in this direction. Let's go. Let's go, Roach. We can do this. I'm not sure why you are so tired today. Aha! Look who it is! El Bobo! Let's go, Bobo! Sing for me, sing! Oh boy! Did you see that? The ragdolls in this game are insane, guys. Is he dead? He's not screaming right now. Oh, there we go. He's now screaming. Good stuff. Bob! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this. Okay. Let's go, Roach. We gotta get out of here. Goodbye, Bob, by the way. Let's go, boy. Let's go, boy. Easy, boy. Easy. Okay, there we go. Lower 100s at times. Not a problem. 101 was the minimum so far. Yeah, guys, I thought it was going to drop into the 90s. And like low 90s. This is 100 plus FPS all of the time. It's such a big difference, right? Compared to the maximum settings in terms of performance. It's crazy. But let's try it at 1440p resolution now, using the same settings here, benchmarking optimized, and this time we don't need to use any DLSS, obviously, because it's going to be a buttery smooth experience all the way through, even at 1440p, and I think I'm just gonna have to grab another Roach or Roach's friend over here. Yes, this one will do, I guess, because Roach is really tired, okay? Start counting our FPS. We're already in Saint Denis, of course. Vehicle theft. It's not theft. It was right there. Nobody... It didn't even need a key, you know? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's go. Let's go, Roach's friend. No, Why am I wanted? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm doing the job that the other guy is supposed to be doing. I'm here, driving his thing around. Anyway, doesn't matter. What matters is the FPS. It's not even dropping into, like, the 70s, I think, right? Maybe it does, like, 79 FPS minimum? No! This is not the way! Oh boy. Oh, this is absolutely awful. Oh, there he is. Okay, I thought he was gonna die. Let's go, Roach. I'm back with you, boy. Let's move on out of here, please. They're coming for us. Roach, please jump or do something. Thank you very much. Jump again. Thank you very much. Move away. Move. Jump again if you need to. Okay, thank you. Let's go. Evading bullets like a champ. Oh, boy. But well, guys, yeah, if you want a little bit higher fidelity and you want to max it out, it's still going to be a smooth experience with around 60 average, as we saw previously. But if you want a proper buttery smooth experience, this is it, right? You get 87 FPS average, 76 1% lows, really good graphics as well. It's just a great experience. There's nothing else I want to say about this. I think we should move on to 4K resolution, right? You get the idea. Here we go. 3840 by 2160, using the same settings from Benchmark King. And instead of getting 30s and 40s, I mean, yeah, we were getting 40s around here, not 30s. 30s was inside of Saint Denis, but now we're getting 60s around here. And it is really crispy, guys. Just how I like it. Just how I like it. Obviously, there's still the option of using DLSS, which should improve things by a little bit more. I think with 60 to 70 FPS most of the time, and even if it drops into the 50s sometimes, for this type of game, and playing with like a controller, I wouldn't enable DLSS. It doesn't really drop too much from 60 FPS, as you can see, only like 57 minimum so far. So even if you don't want to lower it down to quality DLSS, oh boy, stop it, and you want to keep that native resolution, 56, all you need to do is probably overclock the card a little bit, and you will have 60 plus all of the time. I mean, in terms of averages, right now, we're getting very similar averages as what we got at 1440p native with the max settings. So, kind of incredible stuff at 4K resolution, considering the graphics quality as well, and especially comparing to newer games, right, that look way worse than this. It's just a great experience in Red Dead Redemption 2. I wish more games were as optimized as this one. And back when this came out, it was bashed because of its optimization. But it turns out that all you needed to do to make it better was find some good balance between visuals and performance and not set everything to the maximum right away, even if you had like a 3080 or a 3090 back when the game released. This game puts those to their knees if you play at 4K max settings. Okay, it's not only the 3060s, 3070s of the world. This is a very intensive title at max settings. But once you optimize things, the 3080 and the 3090 will be able to pull 60 plus 100% of the time with these settings at native 4K. No need to utilize DLSS once again, guys. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.